all so clear, I'd write it down and bend your ear. If I were the clearer of the two, we could take a walk into the canyons of Fifth Avenue, sing and dance just to name a few. All I do, all
I know, they moved. I thought I was going to
If I heard the angels sing, I'd sing it back to you and bring sound of heaven ringing just for you. And if I saw the sun fall down, I'd pick it up and make a crown, one that was a perfect fit for you. We could take a walk into the apple orchard by the school. We could make a little residue. We could find a place to stay, a secret little hideaway, spend a little time inside of you. All I do, all I do, all eyes, all eyes on you.
Who gives this woman to be married to this man? You may be seated. Guys, we're finally here. This is absolutely incredible. The day that you have been anticipating and waiting for so long has finally arrived. You can take a deep breath, Cameron. You can probably take 5. He's having a moment, but I know I would be too. And so this is incredible. What started in history class, today we are literally making history. This is going to be a day that you look back on in the grand scheme of your lives as the most important, most magical, most intimate day of the two of your lives together. And this is something truly incredible. And I know the two of you have been through so much together in the amount of time that you've been together, from your very first date to the carnival, where Cameron asked Kayeleigh to be his girlfriend at the top of the Ferris wheel. So amazing and iconic. What a legend. And then proceeding on till this past December, where Cameron finally popped the question and got on one knee underneath the light tunnel over by the Concho River and asked Kayeleigh to be with him forever. And here we are as a product of that decision that was made that day. This is going to be something truly incredible. It's an honor to get to share with the two of you. But the coolest thing to me is that what we're doing today, what we're having in this moment, this marriage, it's done all around the world, obviously. People who, from all different backgrounds, from all different economic statuses, from different walks of life, all sorts of people have moments just like this. But the cool thing about marriage to me is that it's not man's idea. Marriage was invented. God holds the patent on marriage. Marriage is God's idea. If you look at the creation account in Genesis, you go all the way back, to the very beginning of time. We see God create the cosmos. We see God create the universe. He creates mountains and rivers and streams and valleys and birds and wind. And then he creates the centerpiece of his creation, which is mankind. And up until this point, at the end of each and every single day that God creates, he looks at his creation and he says, man, this is good. And then he creates man and he goes, whoa, wait a second. Something's not right. Something's left undone. This isn't good. And he puts his creation, Adam, to sleep. And while Adam sleeps, he makes for him a helper because God says it is not good for man to be alone. It's not good. God created us to live inside community. God created us for relationship. God created us to share our lives with someone else. And we see the very first father walk the very first bride to the very first groom. And we see the very first wedding take place when God presents Eve to Adam. It's something absolutely incredible. God created this. We're here because this is something that God esteems, and it's something that God values as a man and a wife coming together to commit themselves together forever, forsaking all others, like we're going to say in a little bit, until death do you part. One of the great things about this is that life's rough, and I know that the two of you probably know that on a real level. Each of you and each and every single one of us have gone through life, and life has touched us all, no doubt. Life can get pretty hard, but the amazing thing is that we're better together. We really are. We can weather the storms of life together. And I love it that in the Bible, Jesus could have used anything to liken his relationship to us as. He could have used anything. He could have used a friendship. He could have used a contract or a business or something like that. But when Jesus describes his relationship to the ones he has saved, he describes us as the bride of Christ. He wants us to get the picture that there is not a more intimate relationship, and he wants an intimate relationship with his creation, and there's not a more intimate relationship than a husband and a wife coming together. And if you two, which I know you are, this is why you're standing here, if you two are going to weather the stuff that life is going to throw at you, you're going to need to depend on and make the foundation of your life the character of Christ. You're going to have to learn how to forgive on the front side. Kayleigh, there are going to be days when Cameron leaves his socks on the floor again. And you're choosing, by standing here right now, you are choosing to forgive on the front side, saying, you know what, no matter what comes at us, come hell or high water, I'm going to choose to forgive. I'm going to choose to fall back on love. Cameron, there are going to be days where you're just at your wits' end. You've had a long day at work, and what does she want to do? She wants to talk about her feelings again. And right now, you're making the commitment, you're making the choice, you're making the cognitive decision that you are going to forgive, and you're going to love, and you're going to lean towards her on the front side every single time. You're going to prefer her over yourself. We've got to learn how to actually love in an unconditional way that is no strings attached. I'm not loving you for what you can do for me. I'm loving you for who you are. And I'm just thrilled that I get to even be a part of your story. That's the choice that the two of you are making right now. And ultimately, those attributes, those characteristics, they come from God himself. They come from Jesus Christ. You know, we have the two of you standing right here, and you guys are not just eye candy. If that was your job, you were absolutely killing it. But you guys are here because there's not two people that are closer to them than the two of you. Lucian, there are going to be days. The reason you are up here is because there are going to be days, like I said, where Cameron, they've had a rough day. And Cameron's going to need a friend. Cameron's going to need somebody to run to. He's going to need somebody to vent to. And he's going to come to you more than likely. And your job, because you are standing here, your job is to listen to him, to support him, to love him, but ultimately at the end of the day, to counsel him back to this decision right here. Same goes for you, Delaney. There are going to be days, like I said, where Kayleigh's at her wit's end. Lord knows she can get there with Cameron. Men are hard. Men are hard. But there are going to be days where she runs to you, and she's going to need to talk to you about her feelings and about how he's not understanding her feelings or he hasn't been listening to her. And your job is to listen to her, to love her, but ultimately to counsel her back to this decision, to this covenant that they are making today. And ultimately, that's why we're all here. That's why each and every single one of you has been invited. You have to be invited. You have to be invited to a wedding, and each and every single one of you is somebody special, somebody that they esteem, somebody that is going to be a part of their everyday, even the average, ordinary moments of their life. And the reason you are here is to witness this decision that they are making. And ultimately, when push comes to shove, when life touches them, when life would try to tear them apart, your job is going to be to coach them back to each other and to coach them back to God. To pray for them, to counsel them, to listen to them, but ultimately at the end of the day, to coach them back, to counsel them back to each other. And with these things in mind, Cameron, if you'll repeat after me. I, Cameron, do take you, Kayleigh, to be my wife, to be a husband to you, according to the will of God and the holy estate of marriage. Do you commit to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto her, so long as you both shall live? Kayleigh, do you take Cameron to be your wedded husband, to be a wife to him according to the word of God and the holy estate of marriage? Do you commit to love him, comfort him, honor and respect him, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto him, so long as you both shall live? Cameron and Kayleigh both have vows that they have written that they want to share to each other. So one of you can volunteer to go first, and you will share those vows.
Cameron. Well, I never thought I would be getting married so young. I wasn't certain if I would find somebody who loves me as much as you do. In my more dramatic years, I stayed up late watching movies like 16 Candles, and I thought I would die alone. But in the midst of chaos and everything in life, I've had strong. Can you touch my life? I know that times will be hard, and even when it seems like there is nothing else that will go wrong, something will go wrong. But I promise to love you with all my heart and soul. I promise to support you in all your endeavors. To comfort you when the Dodgers lose the World Series. And when the Bruins lose the Stanley Cup. Because we are only human. I vow that at times I will fail you. I will fall short of your expectations and I will not be perfect. But I vow to never give up on us and our love that has brought us this far. I love you very much.
I, Cameron,
Cameron,
take you, Kayleigh,
take you, Kayleigh,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold,
and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
better or worse,
for better or worse,
for richer or poorer,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
love and to cherish
to love and cherish
until we are parted by death.
until we are parted by death.
Again, would you repeat after me? I, Kayleigh, take you, Cameron, to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until we are parted by death. You know, for a time out of mind, when things like this have happened, when unions have come together, when marriages have taken place, there's always been an exchange of some sort. Back in the olden days, it would be a piece of property, some land, or maybe even some cattle. We do things a little bit more practically and a little more personal nowadays, and we exchange and we give each other rings, and I believe that we have those rings, so if they could be presented. Beautiful. One of the things I love about a ring versus some property or some cattle is it'll last a little bit longer, and it's a little easier to take with you wherever you go. And one of the things I love specifically about a ring is, out of all the shapes, it's a circle. And what I love about a circle is, unlike any other shape, it really has no beginning and it really has no end. And I really do believe that one of the things that the two of you are saying to each other by giving each other these rings is that your love is the same, that you can search the heights, you can search the lengths, you can search the width, you can search the depth, but you are never going to run out, you are never going to exhaust the love that I have and I share for you. And I asked Cameron if he wanted to go ahead and get his ring first, so he can use the second and make it himself. So if you'll grab his hand. Another thing that I love about the rings that they have chosen for each other is that Kayleigh has chosen for Cameron a ring that is made of tungsten steel. And I love, maybe call me a nerd or whatever, but I love different things because each metal has some unique property and some unique quality of its own. And what I love about tungsten is one of the strongest metals around. It's even stronger than titanium. And it's significantly and substantially stronger than titanium. And one of the things I think, and I believe that Kayleigh is saying to Cameron is that I may love a lot of people, and there may be a lot of things in my life that I love, but there is nothing that compares to the strength of my love for you. Come what may, my love is here to stay, and it's stronger than anything that could ever try to tear it apart. So Kayleigh, if you'll take his finger and say, repeat after me. Say, with this ring, I thee wed. It is a token of my love and a lifelong commitment to you. What I love about the ring that Cameron has chosen for Kayleigh is that it is made of white gold. And what I love about gold is that gold is the most malleable metal there is, meaning that gold can take a beating. Gold, if given the proper tools, can literally be beaten until it is so thin that you can see through it. It's like a foil, and it's almost transparent, but yet it doesn't break. It stays together. And what I love, and what Cameron is saying to you, Kayleigh, and giving you this ring, is that no matter what storms come our way, no matter what tries to tear us apart or beat us down, there is nothing that is going to break the love that I have for you. So if you'll take her left hand, repeat after me, say, with this ring, I thee wed. It is a token of my love and lifelong commitment to you. We'll take each other's hands. Cameron and Kayleigh, I now charge you in the presence of God that you love, honor, and cherish one another all the days of your lives. I charge that you faithfully fulfill the vows you have made this day, and that you regard them as sacred and holy for the rest of your lives. May God's love be the essence of your relationship, and may his word be your guide. As Jesus himself said in Matthew 19:6, what God has brought together, let not man separate. For as much as Cameron and Kayeleigh have consented together in covenant union and have witnessed the same before God and this company, and have given and pledged their promise to each other, and have declared the same by the giving and receiving of a ring, and by the authority vested in me by the Lord Jesus Christ and the great state of Texas, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Cameron, you better smooch your brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Cameron Lawson. On behalf of the bride and groom, I'd like to invite all of you to a reception that is happening right over there at that pavilion. You're all invited, and it's directly right after. We're going there right now. So, if you'd like to, thank you so much for coming and celebrating this magical day.